What's up, YouTube? So this is gonna be my review for Eternals. Just saw it last night, and a few things to talk about. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I'm not gonna get into any spoilers or too much detail about the plot or any of that. I never read the comics, but I have been following all the Marvel movies. I finally actually just watched Shang-Chi. I watched that last night also. So I'm all caught up with this new phase in Marvel, and it's a whole nother phase. Like it feels I feel like it feels out of place a little bit. Like I'm not really knowing what direction Marvel's heading right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's kind of cool because it's not like that routine that Marvel has been on, for the last movies, where it's kind of like the same recipe for each movie. Shang-Chi kind of felt like the same kind of Marvel movie, but I really enjoyed it. But so the movie Eternals, this one, a lot of people were saying, it felt like a Marvel movie. It really didn't feel like a Marvel movie to me, personally. Like I was watching it, like there weren't as many jokes as a normal Marvel movie. They were there though, you know, uh, and it was slower paced. It was pretty long, but I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed the movie. Um, so, why I enjoyed it? The cinematography, for one thing. It's a beautiful movie. The way it's shot, all the landscapes and everything. Like, cause they go to different, like, these Eternals been living forever on here on Earth. I don't remember how many centuries, but they've been here for a long time. So it kind of jumps back and forth from present time to them um, basically experiencing life through other, like, time periods on the Earth, like 5000 BC, you know because they were brought down from the Celestials to basically stop and destroy these monsters. I forgot the name of the monsters already. Anyways, there's these monsters that are on Earth, and they're just brought down here. Their mission is just to destroy these monsters, but they did that, and then they just stay on Earth, so they don't really know what they're doing still on Earth, and they're immortal, so they've just been living on Earth for all these centuries, and their mission's over pretty much. So they're just kind of experiencing life and getting to partly be human, but without dying. So anyway, so the movie's more of like a is more about like relationships and getting to know all these characters. There's like 10 Eternals, I think. That each one has their own little power, and you get to know each one, and they're like just watching the relationship with each other. I enjoyed the movie more when it was slow paced and when you're getting to know the characters. When there was actually a part in the middle where one of the I could tell that action scene was about to kick off, and I was kind of like, I wasn't even ready for the action scene. I didn't really want it to even happen. Like I saw the monster creeping in the background, and I was like, okay, here we go. And I was enjoying just the movie slow pace and just getting to know these characters. My favorite relationship in the movie was between Gilgamesh and Thena, which is Angelina Jolie. I forget Gilgamesh's character's name. Um, those two right there were my favorite part of the movie. Just, you know, Angelina Jolie's character, she's going through some things in the movie, and Gilgamesh basically decides to dedicate his life to, protecting her and taking care of her. So I thought that relationship was cool. Each person, they had their own personality, but there's a couple I didn't really enjoy at all. Some were bland, but still getting to know each one, I enjoyed that. And and how I said it didn't really feel like a Marvel movie to me. I mean, yeah, it's a Marvel movie. It has all the same kind of elements as a Marvel movie, but not as much. It was more slow paced and more just character driven. Dramatic, and so for that reason, I kind of enjoyed it because Marvel movies were getting to a point for me where it was like the same thing expected every movie, you know. And so this one, they're taking a little bit more chances with it, but they could have gone further, you know, and they kind of held back from going to the point they really could have made the movie stand out. But I feel like they held back to make sure that it stays within this Marvel, you know, kind of universe. But one thing I liked about the movie was there was actually like even though they're Eternals, each one they're not all super powered, you know. They don't all. There was actually like a feeling of dread, like when the bad guys or the monsters are attacking, you know, you actually not knowing if they're going to survive or not the attacks. You know, it wasn't like they were so just overpowered that they're just killing these bad guys like it's nothing. No, like there was actually a feeling that, you know, death could hit one of these characters at any time. So I enjoyed that, and I actually felt for like I actually cared, you know, if one of the characters died or not. So that right there was a good was good because a lot of the Marvel movies, you know, I'm not really. I know they're gonna get through it, and I don't really care, like, because I know like usually none of them die. But so those things right there, like, are the main reasons why I enjoyed the movie. It was 2.5 hours long, but it went by fast for me. I didn't really maybe the first half hour or so, I was kind of like not impressed. I was kind of, you know, it was kind of slow starting off, and the little action scene in the beginning just wasn't impressive to me. But as I started to get to know the characters, that's when the movie started getting better for me. So the second half to the third act really went by fast. Um, so the one con for me is, you know, I have been following the Marvel movies, so I'm not really sure where this movie falls in place with the storyline or where Marvel's going from here. I really enjoy the character Shang-Chi in his movie, and I did enjoy some of the characters on this movie. You know, actually, my favorite character on Eternals dies. I'm not going to say who, but that was kind of disappointing because I would definitely like to have seen that character come out in further movies. So that was kind of whack, but so yeah, I'm not really sure where Marvel's going, but it's at the same time it's kind of cool though because it's kind of like a mystery. You know, it's not like we're just like knowing every move Marvel's making. You know, so I'm just kind of wondering where Marvel's going to take it. You know how like DC movies, every movie's like a mystery because you don't know how the DC movies are going to do. I love DC movies personally, but every movie is just kind of its own thing, and Marvel's almost feeling like that right now for me. The CGI in the movie, there was a lot of CGI in the third act, and it got to a point where it was kind of too much. But I mean, what we're dealing with though, we're dealing with celestials and eternals and like these gods, and you know, it's like you have to have CGI. There's no way you could put all that on the screen without a bunch of CGI. So, you know, I can't really dock points because of that. You know, they did the best they could. There were some that were like some of the CGI was bad, but I mean it is what it is. I wasn't looking out to nitpick at the CGI. You know, it all came into play. It came into play pretty good. You know, it's a beautiful movie. It was a good. I think it was a good movie for what is this the third movie in this phase? I think it was Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals. I'm not sure exactly which one's next. I think maybe Thor is next. I can't wait for that one. But I can see how they can bring these characters into the other movies, you know. And so I'm kind of excited to see how that's gonna play. None of the characters were really like excited me that got me like really amped up to see them in further movies. Like I said, my favorite one passed away in the movie. So yeah, none of them really stood out to the point where like I can't wait to see them in the next movie like pop up or whatever, or I can't wait for Eternal sequel. The movie was kind of a little just bland because it just didn't take it to where it could have gone. And it just kind of, I don't know, I felt like the end kind of fell flat. But for the most part, I enjoyed the movie. You know, I know a lot of critics are giving it bad reviews and stuff, but I think it was a good movie. It was a good movie. So, you know, I hope that kind of helps you out if you're thinking about going to go see it. You know, expect a little bit slower paced movie, not as much comedy as a Marvel. You know, there were kids in the theater and they seemed to be enjoying it. I found myself laughing a lot in the movie. You know, and for me, you know, the time went by pretty fast. So I mean, it was a good movie. It was a good movie, all in all. Nothing too impressive. Wasn't nothing groundbreaking like that. But yeah. So I mean, I give this movie like a B. You know. But yeah, that's that. You know, if you like my video, clicking like would help. Never thought I'd be saying that. This is my second video I've made, so if you guys want to help me out, you know, click like or subscribe. I'm gonna try to be doing as much reviews as I can. My channel is gonna be mostly like movie reviews, maybe music reviews, any kind of media. But that's that. You guys have a great day. See you on the next video. All right. Thank you.